The Social Security payment schedule for September 2022. This includes retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI beneficiaries. I have all the details and the key dates you want to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, September is already upon us, and you know what that means. Time to pull out the calendar to see when all of these very important payments will be arriving into bank accounts for the month of September. So with that being said, that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on and talking about right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video. I'm here for you each and every day to help you out and to keep you updated with what is going on right now during this very busy time, especially as we continue to get all these new bills, pieces of legislation, reform, announcements, money, benefits, checks, and so many other things that continue to pop up right now. I'm here for you to break it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on during this very busy time. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you every single day right by your side to keep you updated and of course to help you in any way that I possibly can. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and talk about the very important days in the month of September when all of these millions and millions of payments will be distributed. All right, so let's talk about it. And September actually happens to be a kind of an interesting month. To be honest with you, it's not my favorite type of month. I'm not saying that I don't like September. I like September a lot, in fact, but rather it's my least favorite type of month. The reason for that is the first of the month actually lands on a Thursday. You know what that means, right? It actually kind of jacks up the entire schedule for the entire month because that just means payments arrive usually a lot later than they typically would. So anyway, let's talk through it and I'll point out all these key dates for you that you need to know. All right, so number one. The 1st of September actually lands on a Thursday, as I just mentioned. Well, for those of you that are receiving SSI, supplemental security income, you'll be getting your payment on that day. Again, Thursday is September 1st. Therefore, watch your bank account, watch your Direct Express card, whatever it happens to be where you receive your payment, you'll be getting it on Thursday, September 1st. Now, the cool thing about the 1st is that it does not land on a holiday and it does not land on a weekend. Therefore, there should be no delay to receiving your payment for SSI beneficiaries. Now, there are some of you here in the community that do receive your payments on the 3rd of the month. Well, it just so happens to land on a Saturday this time. So in this instance, sometimes you will receive your payment the day before on the Friday. So again, for those of you that receive your payments on the 3rd of the month, just continue to watch your card around those first couple days there, or your bank account, wherever it happens to be that you receive your payment, and obviously it'll be arriving wherever you get that. Just keep an eye on that. However, I also want to point out as well, Monday, the 5th of September, will be Labor Day. However, that does not have any impact or influence to the distribution of payments. It should not delay payments by any means at all. So that's kind of nice as well because sometimes we know these holidays sometimes land kind of in the middle of distribution of payments and it can mess up the schedule a little bit. But when it comes down to Labor Day, you're good to go. It's on the 5th of the month, a Monday, and it will not interfere in any way, shape, or form. However, now let's push it out all the way out up to September 14th. Like I said, this is where the schedule gets messed up a little bit. The best of all the worlds is when the 1st of the month actually lands on a Wednesday because that pushes the payments forward quite a few days. However, in this instance where the 1st actually lands on a Thursday, that just means that it pushes out the payment schedule quite a bit. So the 2nd Wednesday of the month happens to be September 14th. So for those of you that have a birthday between the 1st of the month and the 10th of the month, your check will be landing in your account on the 14th. Now again, whether you get it on a Direct Express card, you get it into a bank account, or possibly you receive a physical check that is delivered to you, again, if your birthday lands between the 1st and the 10th of the month, the 14th of September is the 2nd Wednesday of the month, and that's when you should be getting your payment. So that's the date that we need to know now. Now let's fast forward all the way out until the 3rd Wednesday of the month, which happens to be September 21st. So for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 11th and the 20th of the month, your check is distributed on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and that happens to be September 21st. Again, Wednesday. So Watch for it on that day, whether you get it into a direct express card, onto a bank account, or possibly physically delivered as a paper check. Then again, watch for it then, Wednesday the 21st, for those of you with a birthday between the 11th and, of course, the 20th of the month. Now, next, let's fast forward all the way out until September 28th, and this is for those people that have a birthday landing between the 21st and the 31st of the month. This is when your payment will be arriving. This is the fourth Wednesday of the month, September 28th, practically the end of the month, right? Only a couple more days after this, and then we're already wrapping up September already, right? Wow, the year is zipping right on by. I'm not sure about you, but for me, it seems like it's like, where did this year go so far, right? Can't believe we're already to September. It's nuts. Anyway. So, September 28th is the fourth Wednesday of the month, and this is when that payment will be arriving for those of you that have a birthday, like I said, between the 21st and the 31st of the month. So, this is the schedule that is going out for the month of September, and for those 70 plus million beneficiaries receiving all of these benefits. Again, Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and of course, SSI. Now, I want to make it very clear. This is your regular monthly benefit that you typically get every single month. This is not a stimulus check. This is not some other type of payment. This is only your regular monthly benefit. Now, you might be wondering, why are you telling us this schedule? I'm telling you the schedule because, like I said earlier, if you're anything like me, you probably pull out the calendar every single month because you do know that the delivery dates of these payments does change a little bit every single month. Depends on when the first of the month actually lands. The first of the month, if it lands on a Wednesday, payments are distributed on a very different schedule than if the first of the month lands on a Thursday or any other day. That's why I like to point this out, because if you're somebody receiving your payments, say on the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, or the fourth Wednesday of the month, the distribution of your payment could vary by multiple days. That's why we want to watch this. So I'm sure that you look at the calendar. So I know that previously over the last few months here, I've looked down in the comment section. I've seen some people reaching out saying, why? We know when we get our payment. Okay, yeah, I agree. You probably do know when you get your payment, but let me ask you this. Did you look at the calendar, or do you just kind of wing it and say, I'll just get my payment whenever I get my payment? I would almost guarantee you look at your calendar. I'm pretty sure you look at the calendar. I'm pretty sure everybody looks at the calendar, because if you're somebody who's living on a fixed income, you're probably wondering, which day is it going to be this month when I get the payment? I know that everybody that I know looks at the calendar because this is very important, especially living on a small fixed income of, say, $841 or, say, $900 or $920 or $1,000 a month from any of these fixed income benefits. It's very important to understand when you're going to get your payment, because if it's delayed by, say, a few days because the first of the month landed on a Thursday versus on a Wednesday, well, then guess what? You might need to, kind of adjust some of your spending, some of your expenses for at least a couple more days to keep it so that you have a few more dollars to get you by for a few more days. It's very important to understand this, right? So anyway, I would anticipate you're probably looking at the calendar, and that's all I'm doing for you right here in this video, is laying out the calendar for you and letting you know when these payments will be distributed for the month of September. So again, I hope this video helps you out. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave that down below. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe down below. If you haven't done so yet, share the video with your friends, family, social media. And as always, feel free to go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. There's a lot of good content out there, but remember, there's a lot going on right now. Things are changing very, very rapidly. I'm watching it all closely. And as we approach the end of the fiscal year, which happens to be September 30th, we might see quite a few things happening here, because Congress is kind of on this little quest to get as many things done as they can during this fiscal year, because they do lose some of their privileges at the end of September. When the new fiscal year begins on October 1st, they lose some privileges, okay? So it's very important for Congress to do whatever they want now within this calendar year, as in this fiscal year that'll be ending at the end of September. It's very important for them to do. So anyway, I'll continue watching all that closely. And as I do get any more information on money, benefits, reform, packages, new bills, anything else like this, of course, I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down and letting you know how this is going to impact you, as well as how you can take advantage of any of these other programs. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Again, subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out those other videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. I'll see you.